So let's look at what is happening. The Indian Space Agency attempting to become the first to land a spacecraft near the South Pole of the Moon. This is India's third lunar mission, and its Vikram lander is due to touch down in about 3 minutes' time. We will have space. It's been circling around, doing its various manoeuvres as it's there, and finally, the central part of that craft, once those rocket launchers had removed themselves, as you saw, was to land on the moon. And literally 10 minutes ago, just shy of 10 minutes ago, it did precisely that. Job done as far as the Indians are concerned. We will see a lot of imagery, I'm sure, over the coming days as to what it entails and what is gleaned from their various missions and experimentations as they mooch around the surface of the moon. Congratulations to them.
5 साल के बाद आप देखिएगा कि पाकिस्तानी चांद पे बैठे भी होंगे.
Turn around.
Literally in 5 years we can be on the moon. हम पूरी दुनिया की फैसले पाकिस्तान से हो रहे होंगे. We'll be the superpower of the world in 5 years. I guarantee you 5 years.
तो दोस्तों, आपने ये छोटा सा क्लिप देखा होंगे, आप पूरा वीडियो देखेंगे. यूके बेस्ड न्यूज़ चैनल है, इंग्लिश न्यूज़ चैनल है, तो देखेंगे. आप ट्राई करना थोड़ा सा समझने की. मैं भी हालांकि इतना बड़ा विद्वान तो हूँ नहीं, लेकिन फिर भी समझ में आ जाती है थोड़ी बहुत इंग्लिश. तो उसी बेस पे मैंने ये वीडियोस देखा और डेफिनेटली फील हुआ, मुझे प्राउड फील हुआ. भारत ने वो किया जो दुनिया में किसी भी कंट्री ने नहीं किया. भारत ने दक्षिणी ध्रुव में ट्राई किया और सक्सेस हासिल की. पहले पूरा वीडियो देखते हैं, फिर वीडियो की बात करते हैं. प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करेगा. मैं मिलता हूँ वीडियो के लास्ट में.
We hope live pictures of that. You can see some of mission control in India there. Inside the 6-wheeled rover, which, if all goes to plan, will roam the lunar surface, getting images and data. I love the idea. Scientists believe craters that are permanently in the shadow of the dark side of the moon may hold frozen water. Let's speak with Dr. Timothy Davis, space expert and reader in astrophysics at Cardiff University. Timothy, good afternoon to you, sir.
Ian.
Nice to have you with us. Straight question, why are they there? Not to just look for some water, surely?
Well, water is a very valuable compound on the moon. So if we ever want to build a base there, for instance, we're going to need drinking water. It costs about $1 million to ship a litre of drinking water to the moon. So if we could find supplies there, that would be great. But that's not really why they're going. They're going for the scientific reasons, both to understand where water comes from in our solar system, to test the tenuous atmosphere of the moon, and to explore this southern region that's completely unexplored. And of course, for all the geopolitical reasons that India has for wanting to be a space power. They're now about 50 meters from the moon's surface there with their lander. So it's all going well so far.
It's bang on target, ready to land. And as you rightly say, there's global house points in the space race, of course. No one's walked on the moon, have they, since man last walked on the moon?
Yes, indeed. So in the 70s, after the space race, people quickly lost interest. The Cold War moved elsewhere, and we sort of left the moon for a while. But there's a new space race really starting to hot up now. Russia attempted to land there a couple of days ago and completely failed. Well, it looks like the landing has been successful there. I think you can see.
Yes, I think we can see the images there, that we're getting, I think, possibly a slight delay in some respects, but there is a jubilation, it seems, in their central control, mission control. There's the Prime Minister waving the Indian flag. Everybody seems happy. Mr. Modi is certainly, that's the happiest I've seen him look in many years. And it seems it's happened, and that was all rather quick, but bang on target, Timothy, by all accounts.
Yes, it looks like things have gone very, very successfully. So a couple of years ago, the previous mission here had a problem with the lander that stopped it landing. This time, no such concerns. It looks like everything's gone very well indeed.
In terms of long-term plans as to what happens, I mean, is it about habitation on the moon, a human habitation on the moon? Is that a plan? Could that happen?
That's certainly part of what they're exploring here. So obviously there's many scientific reasons to go to the moon anyway, but beyond that, the space exploration regions are quite vast. So obviously drinking water for astronauts and people based on the moon is one option, and that they're exploring here. But also, if you want to explore the solar system, the moon is a much better place to base your rockets than Earth. You don't have to climb out of Earth's gravity in order to get a rocket from the moon deeper into space. So if you could use the water there to manufacture hydrogen and oxygen to fuel your rockets, then that's a big space exploration reason to explore this area of the moon that's supposed to have a lot more water hidden in those dark craters.
Yeah, we're trying to get the pictures as well, Timothy, of the actual landing. It seems to have eluded and nothing to do with us at this end, by the way, but the actual moment that it touches down, as it were. And those pictures don't, at the moment, seem forthcoming. I'm sure they will eventually. At the weekend, of course, Russia gave something similar a go, but not with the same spectacular results, Tim.
Indeed, yeah, they had an unfortunate problem with the lander, and that crashed into the surface. So space exploration is hard, and it's not something that the Russians have done, as you said, since the 70s. And so this was their first attempt, actually, and it went wrong. And that is what happens in space exploration, and I'm sure they'll try again. But yeah, it just goes to show that this isn't easy, what India has done here.
Yeah. Where do the UK dovetail into this entire, the bigger picture here? Obviously, America are our closest allies. We have a lot of scientists and big brains in this country that work within our own space programme and elsewhere, etc. What is our input into this wider area?
Yeah, so I think we obviously have a huge scientific input, both by collaborating with NASA and also the European Space Agency. We have a lot of experts that help with that. And we also have a lot of space industry here in the UK, both things like Airbus and Astrium, manufacturing satellites and boosters, and BAE, for instance. So a lot of space industry as well as the scientific input. And you've seen, I suspect, Virgin Space ran into some issues, but there are many other rocket companies, startups based in the UK. So we have a vibrant space industry. We're not quite landing our own people on the moon quite yet, but we're involved in all those missions, and we'll be taking part in all the scientific validation of those as well.
Indeed. A few years ago, Ben Elton wrote a book called Stark. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Timothy, but essentially about how a load of rich people got fed up with planet Earth, essentially, and just moved to another planet. I wonder whether are we heading? How soon could we be in that place? I can see Elon Musk building a very nice place over there.
I can see him attempting it. I think the truth is that we don't know of a planet B that would really support us. Both the moon and Mars are basically dead worlds. We would have to take everything we needed to survive there. If we can find water there, that obviously helps, but there's so much more we need rather than just water. So yes, we could sustain bases there, but they would need to be in constant contact with the Earth, receiving supply ships, etc. So I think a self-sustaining colony in our solar system is a long, long way away, but certainly something that may come and would have great scientific rewards.
And is the idea the moon sort of becomes a kind of hub, if you like, to further exploration? Is that crudely put the point?
Yes, exactly right. So that's certainly one of the goals, is you make the moon your gateway to the universe. So you base your rockets there, you refuel them with the material that you might manufacture from this ice that they find, and then send them deeper into the solar system.
There it is. Tim, thank you for your time, sir. Dr. Timothy Davis, space expert. He's from Cardiff University, reader of astrophysics over there. Thank you to him. There it is. It's a big moment for India in terms of their position in this world, but the Indian moon landing has happened. Nobody's on board this craft, by the way, in case you were wondering. Images seem to be eluding the entire global media of the actual landing at the moment. I'm pretty sure the Indian Space Agency at some point will be very, very keen to get that out there as quick as they can. Prime Minister Modi, very happy. He seems to be addressing the nation, and you saw their mission control. There was big applause and a huge scene of the staff that worked there breaking out into huge applause as it happened. So everything was bang on target. It's been up there a while, this thing. Floating around doing its thing. It's finally landed on the moon, where it will carry out a series of experiments and have a little mooch around, checking for water on the south pole of the moon. So in global astronomical terms, there is a huge significance to this, but as our last guest just said, don't expect any time soon that we'll be watching people build houses over there. You can see this is the takeoff. This happened in July, I think this first happened. The takeoff was spectacular. Again, it all went to plan. They're always rather awesome sights, seeing any kind of spacecraft go up like that. Everybody has their fingers crossed for a moment, but that was over a month ago. when that took off from Indian soil, made its way into.
तो दोस्तों ये वीडियो यहाँ पर होता है समाप्त। आपने देखा किस तरीके से इस वीडियो में बात हो रही थी पूरे चंद्रयान 3 मिशन प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में, किस तरीके से वो काम करेगा, किस तरीके से अब आगे की प्रोसेस होगी और किस तरीके से वाटर जो फाउंड किया था उसके बारे में और डिटेल में बात होगी। चंद्रमा आप जानते हैं, चंद्रमा मून जो हमें दिखता है वो पूरा हिस्सा तो हमें दिखता नहीं है। चंद्रमा के उस हिस्से में ये चंद्रयान 3 गया है जो हमें दिखता नहीं है, साउथ दक्षिणी ध्रुव, और वहाँ पर जाकर ये वो चीज़ें खोजेगा जिससे कि आगे भारत ही नहीं सारी दुनिया को पता चलेगा कि चंद्रमा के रहस्यों के बारे में। ऑब्वियसली चंद्रमा में तो अमेरिका ने अपना इंसान भेज दिया है और इससे पहले चीन भी जा चुका है और रशिया भी जा चुका है, बट ये यहाँ इस एरिया में दुनिया का भारत पहला और इकलौता देश है अभी तक जो गया है, इसलिए ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। और नासा ने भी भारत के लिए एक नासा के किसी मतलब अधिकारी ने ट्वीट किया, उसको रीट्वीट किया था, मतलब नासा ने ऑफिशियल तौर पर अभी ट्वीट नहीं किया, रीट्वीट किया है तो वो नासा का ही ट्वीट माना जाएगा। तो दोस्तों न्यूयॉर्क पोस्ट हो या वॉशिंगटन पोस्ट हो जो भारत का काफ़ी मजाक उड़ाया करते थे, बहुत ज़्यादा ट्रोल किया करते थे जब भारत इन चीज़ों में अपना हाथ आजमाता था, और ऑब्वियसली बहुत कम अमाउंट में भारत इन प्रोजेक्ट को करता था। अब उनको ये एक करारा तमाचा है और ये बहुत एक ज़रूरत है, एक चीज़ समझने की भी ज़रूरत है कि दुनिया में आपको जो कोई बहुत बढ़ा चढ़ा के बोलेगा, मतलब समझ रहे हो, आपकी तारीफ़ करेगा तो आप उसके लिए तो डेफिनेटली करोगे नहीं, और जो दुनिया में आपकी बेइज्जती करेगा तो उस टाइम पे ये आपकी सक्सेस उनको दिखाने के लिए, उनको जलाने के लिए बहुत अच्छी है। हालांकि जलाने वाली बात नहीं है, ऑब्वियसली ये चीज़ें सारी दुनिया को हेल्प करेंगी और भारत को भी फाइनेंशियली बहुत हेल्प कर सकती है। फाइनेंशियली कैसे हेल्प करेगी आप थोड़ा सा अगर समझें किस तरीके की है स्पेस अर्थव्यवस्था, इकोनॉमी, तो आपको पता चलेगा। आपको क्या कहना है इस टॉपिक के बारे में कमेंट अपनी राय दें। पाकिस्तान के भी मैं बहुत सारे वीडियो लाने वाला हूँ, बिफोर चंद्रयान 2 फेल और फिर उसके बाद चंद्रयान 3 सक्सेस, आफ्टर चंद्रयान 3 सक्सेस, दोनों मिशन के कुछ रिएक्शन लाने वाला हूँ मज़ेदार। प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करेगा, इसी चैनल पर आपको